West Coast Conference Championship game. The Cougars defeat Pacific by a score of 77-64. We're being joined by head coach Jeff Judkins, student athletes Kim Beeston, Kylie Maeda. Coach, we'd like to start with you, please, and your thoughts on the win.
First of all, you said Kylie's name right. Is that right?
Yeah.
Let it go.
Careful.
That's a hard name to pronounce sometimes. But I'm real proud of these guys. We started the game very well, and then we got in early foul trouble with, I think, two of our key players. And, as I said last time here, this team knows how to win. They figured it out. Somebody does it. And when they went out, Kim and Kylie, I thought stepped it up offensively and gave us a big lift the first half. And then the positive thing is when Lexi and Jen got back in the second half, they didn't play as cautious as they've done before. They really went out and were aggressive offensively. I think that's what helped our team. But I'm happy for what they've done. They've worked hard this year. They stuck together. I also want to say, Pacific's a really good team. Moore is a player that's hard to stop, and she showed it tonight, getting in the basket and trying to do things. And they've got a very, very good team, and I'm sure they'll go somewhere this postseason.
Thanks, Coach. We'll take questions from media members. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Let us know your name and affiliation. We'll start with questions for student athletes, please. Thought you guys were going to get off the hook.
Dang it.
Could you maybe talk a little bit about Stephanie and her role off the bench and just coming in and giving you points when you need it and all that she contributed today?
Jeff, what happens, Steffi's had a tough year. She played real well early, and then she kind of went in a little slump, and she got discouraged, and she fought back. And I think Kylie and her are a great combination. Kylie does things that this team needs, and Rivetti does things that the team needs. And tonight, she matched up the best with Moore. I really thought the second half she did a great job of getting there and getting those charges and really making her, and really just slowing her down. And that's what Rivetti brings. I think players sometimes don't like their roles sometimes when the coach says, I want you to do this and that. And I think after really sitting down with her and talking to her in the middle of the season and saying, Rivetti, this is what we need from you. We don't need you to shoot three-pointers. She hit them tonight, but we don't need you to shoot three-pointers. We need you to defend, take care of the ball, and bring the little things for us, and that's what she did.
Speaking about those two, Stephanie and Kylie, on the season they average 6 points combined, and tonight they scored 27. Can you talk about, especially when you had foul trouble, how they were able to step up and contribute and really help your team keep that lead?
Well, they basically put the whole team in the paint today, Pacific. They were not going to let our bigs beat them today. And so by doing that and by putting everybody in there, that leaves these guys open. And, this is something that we talk about, and they take the challenge, and it is take what the defense gives you. And today, Kylie stepped up and hit him. The other night she couldn't hit a shot. Tonight she hit him. And that's the thing that I love about her is that she doesn't let things bother her because she doesn't shoot the ball well one night. She comes in and takes what the defense gives her. And she's done that the whole year. It's not like this is the first time that she's done this. She did it against Utah. She did it against a lot of Creighton, a lot of teams that tried to sag in on her, and she stepped up the plate. And that's what I loved about her when I recruited her, is that she's a gamer. She'll do whatever it takes. And if you asked me that those two were going to score 27 tonight, I'd have told you you're crazy and bet on it. You'll win. But that's what's so good about these guys.
All right, we're 0 for 2. Let's try that again. Questions for student athletes, please.
You both had really good games today, but so did the rest of the team. There was 5 players with double digits. Could you guys talk about how you were able to share the ball and just get everyone involved?
I think that's what's the great thing about our team is, when, Jen and Lexi got in foul trouble, everyone can step up. We talked about before the game having 1 through 15 be ready to play just because we know Pacific's a good team and we know that they like to drive a lot, which, sometimes can create fouls for us. So, it was just awesome. Everyone stepped up. Everyone was ready to play. And I think the reason why we won is because we were able to share the ball and everyone contributed.
Kylie, Gonzaga next in the title game. Very tough team. You guys split with them this year, so what's it going to take to be successful against them in the finals?
Well, all season we've been preaching team defense, and I think that's what's got us here. And if we focus on that tomorrow, then we'll be happy at the end of the day.
Kim, same question for you.
Gonzaga is a great team. They have, they're a lot like our team. They have great bigs. They have people that can shoot, and they have people that can drive. So they can hit on all cylinders as well. So like Kylie said, team defense, really looking to play the inside-out game and shut down their bigs. And, yeah, just I think the last time we played them as well, they got a lot of offensive rebounds. And to shut down their offensive rebound game and just really box out. And I think, like Kylie said, if we can do those things, then we'll be successful.
Jeff?
Kim, you guys were had your lead cut down to about 6 there in the second half before you went on like an 11-0 run. What were you guys, maybe what was working for you? What did you talk about? What was your mindset at that point of the game?
I think the reason why we got down a little bit is because we were turning over the ball. We talked about before the game to be able to take care of the things that we can have control over. Playing defense, rebounding, not taking care of the ball. Those things we have control over, and when we went away from that, we got ourselves in a little bit of a slump. So we just regrouped and tried to focus on those things, and we're able to extend that lead a little bit more.
Kim, could you talk about just making it to the finals, that being a goal and being a senior, and then what it means to you?
Oh, it's huge. We played Gonzaga 2 years ago in the championship game, and that was the most fun game I've ever played in, I think. And so to be in a championship game again with Gonzaga again, it's really exciting. And as a senior, it's even more exciting because it gives us the opportunity to go to the NCAA tournament. And I think our whole team's just really, really excited to play.
Take questions for Coach Judkins or student athletes this time.
Jeff, even risking third fouls to a couple key players there, was that based on situation, the players themselves, where the game was?
A lot of people think I'm crazy sometimes when I do that. I took a chance, and it backfired on me. My 2 leading scorers, I put in with 2 fouls with 8 or 9 minutes to go in the game, in the half, and they both I tried to get Jen out fast when she got her second, but I tried to get her out, but I couldn't. But I put Lexi in there, and like I said, it didn't really work for me. But I think sometimes you have to learn as a player to deal with those fouls, and you have to learn that when you get in the game with 2 fouls the first half, that I'm not going to just bury you on the bench. I've been a strong believer, play your cards. If I sit out the whole bit and she comes in and she's not doing me any good, then what good was that? I'm better off letting her foul out and letting somebody else step it up and say, hey, that's the way it goes. And as you notice, when Jen got her 4th foul with 4 minutes, I didn't pull her out. I was going to play her until she fouls out. If that game was nick and tuck, I'd have done the same thing, because I just feel like as a coach that your players need to trust you and know they think you can get through it. And I've done that my career, because when I coached with a coach a long time ago, when they got 2 fouls, they never played them and drove me crazy being an assistant coach, so that's why I don't do it. I think they like it. I think Kim knows if she's playing well and she gets her second foul of the first half, I'm not going to pull her out. She's got to learn how to deal with it. And so that's what I did, but it backfired today. I'm sure you guys all blasted me on that too.
Coach, Gonzaga is a really good rebounding team, like Kim mentioned, and last time when they beat you earlier in the season, it was because of rebounding and Jen fouling out. Could you talk about what you're going to be able to do tomorrow to avoid fouls and be able to get those boards that you'll need to win against Gonzaga?
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. I think the number one thing is Jen cannot get in foul trouble, and for really 2 reasons. First reason is she's a great player, and she causes a serious problem in the post with them guarding her. Second, I can go with my 2 bigs. I can go with Bay, Morgan and Jen, and play their 2 bigs. When I had to sub, I'm subbing with a 5'11", 145-pound pound power forward. And Kelly does a great job of trying to get mismatches. And so the first time we played him, Jen got in foul trouble. The second time we played him, Jen got to play a lot longer. So that's a real key. The second thing, as you said, is it's going to be a dogfight. I mean, he knows what I do, and we know what he does. And now it's going to come down to who wants it the most, who's willing to not give second, third opportunities, and who's going to execute, down the stretch. That's where it's going to come down to.
Got time for maybe two more?
Jeff, on the bright side, I guess you were able to balance out the minutes a bunch.
That was nice.
And I guess, is this me just overthinking of it, or is that a benefit to tomorrow as far as freshness and everything?
Yeah, I think it works out for Lexi and Jen. You saw on the stat sheet, Kim played 40 minutes tonight. It's not that I'm against that. It's that it would have been nice to play her 32 minutes tonight. I couldn't do that with Lexi getting in foul trouble. And then my other backup got in foul trouble. But these guys will be ready to go. We practice hard. We do a lot of things to get this team ready for this situation. And I think a lot of adrenaline will really get us through. And if I don't play Kim as many minutes tomorrow, I'm sure Jojan or somebody else will come in and do their share for us.
Anything else for BYU? All right, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you.
Coach, we'd like to start with you, please, and your thoughts on the game this afternoon.
We never like losing, but I think we have to credit BYU. I thought they were fantastic today. They're a very good team. Obviously, you don't win 26 games not being very good. They're very, very, very good. I think we are too, but they were the better team today. and you just kind of have to sometimes just say that. I thought this one here with me, Kiki, I thought she was fearless. I thought she was awesome. And I felt like we were just not quite ourselves today. Maybe you can credit BYU for how they played, for taking us out of our game a little bit, but we missed shots that we've been hitting for the last 2 months. Layups and threes that we've normally been hitting, we didn't hit. And so then I sensed us getting a little tight in the first half, and they were knocking down shots. We were making some defensive errors then. We did not defend the three-point line well. They shot the ball great, and then we just kind of played tight. But every time we kind of seemed to make a push or tried to make a run, BYU would answer. So you just kind of have to say, good job by them. I don't know who's going to win tomorrow between Gonzaga and BYU, but both those teams belong in the NCAA tournament, that's for sure. So this is a heck of a league, and this is our first year in it. Finished third. So we're learning and getting better. But again, I thought BYU was just a little bit better than we were today.
Take questions from media members. If you have a question for Coach Roberts or for Kiki, please let us know. We'll get you a microphone.
This was for Kiki. Kiki, at what point did you realize that you scored the 2,000 in your career? How did that feel? I know you always seem to be focused when you're out there, and nothing, whether you're scoring 2 points or 28 points or 26 points. Did you feel it? Did you feel any kind of excitement and pride when you heard that stat?
I actually didn't know until the announcement. Everyone started cheering. It was a great accomplishment for myself, but I was still really focused on the game and our team trying to make a run and come back.
The thing I will say about Kiki is that, I'm bummed that I won't get to coach her much longer. She's been really fun to coach, but she's a tremendous scorer. Obviously, you don't score 2,000 points in a career without being a great scorer, but she really is a team player and a competitive first. So she'd rather win the game than score, and you got to love that from one of your best players. And so, I'm proud of her. 2,000 points is amazing. But the thing that I will remember is that she'd rather win than score.
Coach, in the first half, BYU just shot tremendously, obviously, from the three-point line. They got a lot of open looks. Was the game plan to sag in the first half on Hampson so much that that created the open looks, or was it something, defensive assignments that were lapping?
A little bit of both. I think Hampson really crushed us at our place, and so we wanted to make sure that try to take that away, but we weren't clean on our rotations. We weren't following the game plan exactly on the perimeter, so we were giving some of their shooters. We wanted to be selective in who we would give outside shot to, and we were giving them to their shooters, rotating out to the wrong people. So it wasn't the idea to give Beeston threes or Maeda threes, but we did, and we paid for it. We got in that hole, and we just kind of could never really dig out of it. And like I said, every time we tried to make a run and our kids showed some toughness, BYU would answer. And that's what good teams do.
Other questions for Pacific?
It seemed that in the first half you got exactly what you wanted out of the foul trouble. You got Jen Hampson and Eaton in foul trouble. Was the initial start just the problem, or how? I guess.
Why couldn't we capitalize on it?
Thanks.
We just, like I said, I think if you haven't been seeing us play, we were getting good looks that we've normally been getting, and we weren't converting. And so I really thought when we got those guys in foul trouble, I thought, okay, here we go. Now we're going to start making shots that we've been missing the first 8, 9, 10 minutes, and they just weren't falling. I thought we really did a nice job maybe the last 6, 7, 8 minutes of the first half defensively. We kind of locked down. I don't know if they had a field goal in the last 4 minutes. But again, we're the last, I don't know the statistics specifically, but we've been averaging 80 points a game in the last 6 weeks. And we had, at halftime? 24. We just could, normal, we don't have a problem. I'll be honest, we sometimes struggle defending, but we don't ever really struggle to score. And today we did. And BYU made us pay.
When you got within 5, Kiki, there are 5
I mean, I thought we still had a chance. We thought we still had a chance. We still believed we had a chance. And then they capitalized on it. They came back and made a run, and we didn't make adjustments.
We had a couple calls not go our way, too. 50-50 calls that didn't go our way, which is part of the game. But that kind of turned it.
Any other questions for Pacific? Coach Kiki, thank you very much.
Thank you.